100 creds.
I'll be keeping myself under constant surveillance now. I'm curious if any other side effects may manifest.
The new NeuroAmp Vena design is absolutely brilliant.
So, tell me all about it. How did it feel? Any side effects?
What was it this time? Electron splitting? Wormholes? The probability involved.
Well, luckily that isn't up for you to decide. I hope you know, you're talking about banning my life's biggest accomplishment.
I'd even go as far as to call it the settled system's biggest accomplishment. That's something Ryujin isn't going to let go of easily. It really was fascinating how all I experienced was a moment of disorientation. It's truly remarkable tech. When it comes to your job, you bet it does. Besides, the NeuroAmp isn't total control. If a subject's morals or beliefs in something are strong enough, we still see points of failure. That being said, it's been interesting to discover the actions our subjects sanction in their own minds.
Okay. As much as I'd love to go over the details and potential of this amazing piece of technology I created, Masako wants to see you. It sounds like you have an assignment to complete, and DeMarcus and I have a lot of notes to record.
Yes?
Good, you're here. Now that you've been outfitted with the internal NeuroAmp, it's time to put that tech to work. We're sending you into Infinity Ltd. Lucas Drexler is about to learn exactly why you don't steal from Ryujin Industries. And wish he shall, every day, while he rots away in prison. All right. Yuko has provided a layout of Infinity Ltd. You have two options for this assignment. We'll be providing you with the means for both. Option A, you gain entry through their maintenance access on the roof. Option B, we give you an assigned identity and arrange a meeting for you. As long as you're prepared when the time comes. Now, depending on your preference, you'll either find yourself in the maintenance hallway or the marketing department. From there, you have 3 targets. First, you have Lucas Drexler's computer, located in his office on the executive floor. Second is Faye Sengsavan's computer, in research and development. And third, you need to obtain the prototype they are working on, also in R&D.
As you can see, you've several floors to traverse, so I hope you're prepared for an adventure.
Nothing a good operative can't manage. Now, I had Ularu create a program that you need to run on both Lucas and Faye's computers. I'll let her explain the details.
You see, once we expose Infinity Ltd., all of their data is going to come under intense scrutiny. We only want the public to know about their mercenary hires and unauthorized human trials, but Project Dominion needs to remain confidential. I've created an overseer program that will gather all the evidence we need, and at the same time delete anything relating to Ryujin and the internal NeuroAmp. Exactly. And what the public doesn't know doesn't hurt them.
Huh. So much for freedom of the press. Or accountability.
If the media were to draw their own conclusions, I'm certain they'd just create a panic among people. Controlling the narrative is of the utmost importance.
I don't know. Maybe some goddamn panic is warranted.
No, we don't want to mess on this one. In fact, unless they're a master at being one with the shadows, I'd suggest you leave your friend behind. Lower the risk. Simon Rychek provided some useful info on how to evacuate civilians from the building. I'm sure you remember him from Sidonia. Infinity's maintenance crew is understaffed. It's only a matter of time before pressure gauges go unchecked and they have a massive issue on their hands. Once that pressure becomes too much, every floor in the building is going to suffer from gas leaks, setting off an automated alarm to evacuate the building. Simon was able to get a passcode for you to access their system's computer, so you can force the heating system to fail. If the information Simon provided is accurate, you can reach the control systems through a computer located in the maintenance area. It's a pretty convenient stop if you enter in through the roof access. I'm told security has masks to handle the situation, so the guards will still be stationed in the building. It's also possible they'll activate their building's defense system as well. You may run into a few automated turrets, so you'll still want to try and stay out of sight. I'd highly advise you use it. This assignment isn't the time to test your abilities. The only thing you're out there to prove is that you can get this job done. We're also issuing you an operative suit. It should help reduce their ability to detect you. These suits are typically reserved for the senior ranks, but we want to reduce as much risk as possible. And that's what we're hoping for. If you can pull this off, even I'll be impressed.
Once you've run the Overseer program and obtained the prototype, your final step is to deliver the slate to David Barron at the SSNN field office. If he asks questions, feel free to give him just enough information to pique his interest, but no mention of Ryujin or who you are. SSNN is used to anonymous tips. They'll do whatever verifications they deem necessary on their own to confirm the story. It certainly will, and we'll have front row seats. So, any final questions before you go? Good luck, and be sure to report directly back to me when you return.
Here's Simon's passcode, your operative suit, the Overseer program, and your cover identity. Your cover ID card is encoded with roof entry and elevator access, so that's your ticket in, either way. Don't screw this up, Skylar Lumen.
Keep out of my way, and I'll keep out of yours.
With the internal neuroamp at your disposal, there's no excuse for sloppy work here.
Don't wander into any restricted area.
That was enough for this presentation without you going digital.
I could read. We'll be
Relax, you'll
over if this
fine.
deal falls through.
Ryujin will be lucky to have us. I hope you're right. This deal could be huge for my company. I've got my eye on you.
Do you have the program? I'm certain Ularu won't pass up this opportunity. So, let's take a look. Aha. The decryption's hit a snag. There's definitely something here. This is exactly what we needed. According to this code, Ularu intended to plant false evidence that would show Masako was working with Lucas. The moment you launched the Overseer program, a series of fabricated communication files would have been uploaded to the Infinity Ltd network. One of them even frames Masako for encouraging Lucas to push for early human trials.
This just keeps getting better and better. Wonder if we're ever gonna be on the wrong end of this snake.
I'm going to copy the necessary files off this slate and issue you a new one. I want to keep this one intact, so Ularu can't dispute it. All right. Now, we finally have the evidence we need to prove Ularu's guilt.
Finally. Taking her down might be the only good that comes out of all of this.
Yes. And had you not brought this program to me in the first place, you would have been the one planting the false evidence. Without that falsified evidence, Ularu is in for a big surprise. I fully expect she'll be eagerly awaiting SSNN's broadcast, anticipating Masako to be accused alongside Lucas Drexler. Here's the new slate with the revised Overseer program. Let's get this assignment finished the right way.
Would you look at that? This place is something else.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep...
Welcome back to the pride and joy of the UC. Hello, New Atlantis. Cora likes throwing stones into the pond. Or she did. God, that was ages ago.
We don't get very many visitors here. It really makes the day crawl by. Hello. Did you have an appointment with us today? Ah, yes. From Lumen Interactive. The elevator here will take you to the marketing floor. Once you arrive, you'll want to talk to Ellis Ortiz. He's the receptionist there and will be happy to help you.
Welcome to Infinity Ltd's marketing department. Desi notified me that you were on your way. If you just have a seat, I can notify Miss Hart that you've arrived. I'll go notify Miss Hart that you are here. Feel free to use any of the facilities on the floor while you wait. The break room and bathrooms are just around the corner.
Gas leak detected. All non-essential personnel must evacuate the building. Please find the nearest exit and contact emergency services.
Someone snooping around.
God. Took one. Afraid your time's coming up. Son of a... Gravity's a bitch. Don't let anyone tell you different. I wanna mess with me and my friend? Ah!
Welcome to Infinity Ltd's marketing department. If you just have a seat, I can notify Miss Hart that you've arrived. I'll go notify Miss Hart that you're here. Feel free to use any of the facilities on the floor while you wait. The break room and bathrooms are just around the corner.
Nothing there.
Wait, you know that's not ours.
eventually. I know you're here. They're here! Right here!
Leave now, or else. You're not supposed to be here.
Never wise to be in my way.
I'm out of here.
This feels like old times.
Got him! That's like fast! No!
Officers, stand down. This... It's my favorite part.
You don't look familiar. Should have taken that vacation.
Yeah, it'll take more than that.
I should have taken that life insurance package. I lost them. Great, lost her.
Neutralize the target!
No way! Am I dying in this box?
Open fire!
This is hopeless! I'm out!
Watch out! Take cover!
This job's not worth dying for. They don't pay me enough for this.
I'm not taking a bullet.
Lay down the fire. I'm going for it.
We're under attack!
Suspect is on me! Suspect, we're under attack! I'm taking you down!
Today's not gonna be your day, pal.
This isn't fire! Fire!
SS in it.
Sergeant Yumi is looking for reliable people to help the guard. Contact him if you're interested. We'd all appreciate it.
It's important that the people of the United Colonies can trust their primary news source. Can I help you? Well, I'll be the judge of that. What's this so-called story about? All right. I'll take a look. I don't suppose you want to tell me how you got this evidence. Of course. I just hope your source is as reliable as you think they are. Is there at least a name I can cite as my source? Why am I not surprised? As long as the evidence is adequate and verifiable, I expect it'll be aired within the hour, if not sooner. Now, if you'll excuse me, I obviously have some work to do.
SSNN is supposed to be impartial, but I think the UC's got a finger on the scale there. Or a whole hand.
Ever run into spacers?
I feel...
You're only as safe as your equipment are. Welcome to Alpha. All of our products. And while I've never needed... As I've said, I would... And of course... Yes, by all means. Yes, by all means, have a...
see you around.
Something to report?
If you got a thirst for, something, Neon can deliver.
Ever wonder how the prince...
I believe you were specifically told that we did not want a body count on this assignment. And if anyone was left alive, it should have been Lucas and Faye. Your best is sorely lacking. All the tools at your disposal, and yet here, I hope you at least attempt. And yet not useful enough to have... Still, it's good to know the applications are proving themselves. So now it's just a waiting game for SSNN to break the news. Once the story airs, we have another board meeting scheduled to decide how to handle Infinity. Go ahead, Maeve.
The SSNN broadcast has started. Shall I patch it through?
Yes, thank you.
The murders are believed to be linked to a new investigation where Drexler would have been accused of numerous violations, including murder for hire, unauthorized human trials, and corporate theft. Authorities representing the UC and the Freestar Collective have been dispatched to a consolidated mining station and the clinic. Both locations are believed to hold numerous victims. Drexler's motivation appears to be an attempt to launch a new product based off stolen information from a competitor. The details on the project itself and the competitor have yet to be confirmed. This has been David Barron for SSNN.
Perfect. This exposure puts Infinity right where we want them. The meeting will begin momentarily, but I want you to discuss the options we have with the other members. Infinity's net worth is about to hit rock bottom. So this gives us the opportunity to win a little more public faith. Quite right. The truth is, we'll be making evaluations. We'll shed any employees who don't make the cut, slowly but surely. By incorporating Infinity, we eliminate a competitor, get their best employees and contracts, and all while boosting our public perception.
No good deed goes unpunished by the lot of you.
I'm glad we're on the same page. Which is why I'd like you to talk to the board to convince them this is the right move. There are several who might disagree, and you have the perfect tool to help sway them.
Wow. Already using your little toy against fellow employees. That didn't take long.
Do I need to have your associate escorted out of the building?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I hurt your feelings? Well, it wouldn't be the first time I got kicked out for throwing the truth in someone's face.
If you think I make these decisions lightly, you're sadly mistaken. Besides, maintaining Infinity Ltd is the most beneficial outcome for all sides. I think even you could agree with that.
Sure, I can agree with the outcome, just not the method of getting it. If it's really so beneficial, your board members should recognize that and not even need this kind of persuasion.
With the tech we've given you, I expect promises. You'll find most of the board members in their offices preparing. Vina is also here, waiting for the meeting to start. We'll need at least 50% of the vote to go our way. In the event of a tie, I will make the final decision. I trust you'll get it done. Don't rush it. Take your time. Remember to take any opportunity to push for acquiring Infinity.
Did Masako send you to try and convince me to acquire Infinity Ltd? I think we both know that's not going to work. Our public perception is good enough. If you ask me, reaching out to save Infinity just makes us look weak. The internal neuroamp gives us the power to crush our competitors, not take them under our wing. This is exactly why Masako's time as CEO is finished. Good. If you use that neuroamp wisely, it will guarantee that Infinity gets shut down. If only everyone saw it that way. Lucas has no one to blame but himself. If he truly cared about Infinity Ltd, he wouldn't be in this situation. As long as everyone has Ryujin's best interests in mind, this should make for an interesting meeting. You and me both. Now, if you'll excuse me, I still have a lot of preparations to make.
Hey there. And how's my favorite patient doing? That's great. One step closer to seeing more. So, tell me what you think of the neuroamp. Well, not the most extensive feedback I've ever heard, but at least it sounds like it's working. So the next question is, what will the fate of Infinity Ltd be? Exactly. Not that I want to gloat over it. Maybe just a little. Okay, so DeMarcus and I have really been looking forward to it, so fingers crossed this deal goes through. Well, this has certainly been the most interesting conversation of my day. All we can do now is look forward to the meeting, right? See you in there.
You operatives really will wear anything. Just the person I wanted to see. I want to get all the details locked down for this meeting, and I believe you to be one of the best sources available. Good. I prefer first-hand feedback when available. You've had the chance to encounter members of Infinity Ltd throughout your assignments here. Do you think they're worth redemption? And why? Oh, I didn't mean in regards to Drexler's actions. More in the sense of, should a superior company like Ryujin make room for so many potentially lackluster employees? This is true. Infinity never had the financial resources to match our salary offers. Getting what few capable employees they have at half the salary we typically pay here could have major payoffs in the long run. Next question. What is your opinion on how Masako handled the mole situation? Any insight into what made it successful? Maintaining one's reason in a time of panic speaks volumes about a person's capabilities. I appreciate the insight. I suppose I should ask if there's anything I can do for you, considering how helpful you've been. It's the next big step for Ryujin Industries. Financially, it'll keep us secure for years to come. There's no doubt it's our future. It's only dangerous to those who can't afford one, hence the added motivation that will bolster sales. I think we all know how averse I am to chaos. Finances are my forte, so you make a good point. Our competition has yet to truly master neuroamps, but the possibility is there. It's a risk I am unwilling to take. At this time. This has been rather enlightening for me. I appreciate the time.
If only there were more hours in the day. If you need something, make it quick. You heard correct. I've every reason to believe that Infinity Ltd is the Pandora's box of corporations. I mean, I could handle it as well as any other high-profile situation. But the real question is, do I want to? And the answer to that is no. Nice to know someone is. Everyone's too busy praising its completion to think about the dangers it could represent. First off, if I find out you used that device on me, I will tie you up in court on whatever charges I can conjure for the rest of your life. Second, that tech is one major human rights violation that no legal team wants to fight. I'll do whatever I can to make sure it's either severely delayed or collects dust in storage.
Finally, someone in this whole company is talking sense.
Well, I'm both glad and surprised to hear the one person who has one say that. Masako is lucky to have you at her disposal, you know? You may be the greatest asset, aside from the internal neuroamp, that Ryujin has. This exchange has been surprisingly insightful, but now I really do need to get back to my notes.
Is Masako checking up on me to make sure I'm on her side? In this business, there's always a side. And right now, I'm backing Masako. We just need to grab Infinity Ltd while it's got the public's full attention. I'm all about free PR, especially when it's painting us in a good light. Infinity is that sad company in distress with thousands of employees terrified of their futures right now. We are the warm embrace of security coming to rescue them. The only downsides are the unknowns. Lyndon and Alexis are gonna have a lot on their hands. Not that I'm getting off easy. Whatever they find, if it hits the public, that's gonna fall on my shoulders too. I'm sure I can squeeze enough goodwill out of this to last us at least a year. All right. I suppose you've earned the right to voice your opinion after everything you've done, qualified or not. So let's hear it. Don't I know it? I think Alexis and I are truly going to have our work cut out for one another. We'll discuss security ramifications with Dalton, and I'm sure there are alterations, safety nets, if you will, that we'll need from Vina. It's sure to be quite the undertaking. Well, it seems your talents really do stretch beyond just being an operative. Good talk. Maybe I'll even consult you on future endeavors.
This meeting should prove to be... I assume... With that internal neuroamp, no doubt.
That implant needs to be destroyed, and every shred of research put in a nice little pile so we can burn it all up. Just in case you care about my opinion.
If it were up to me, I'd have shut down Project Dominion a long time ago. I knew it was a grave security risk, and look what happened. Completely. I understand the success it can bring for the corporation, but my only concern here is security. It's not that the board majority fails to see the dangers. It's that they believe we can overcome them. That hubris could easily bring this corporation down one day. I only hope it won't be on my watch. You read my mind. Let's just hope Masako and the others see it that way. Plus, if we vote to acquire Infinity Ltd., we're about to add a significant workload onto my team. The last thing I want to deal with are any more incidents this new neuroamp might cause. I hate to agree, but you're right. And I'm sure Masako will understand my reasoning. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some preparations to make. We'll be announcing Ularu's termination of employment at this meeting, so I need to have security ready to escort her off the premises.
All right, everyone. As you all know, we've successfully exposed Infinity Ltd's botched human trials and murder for hire through SSNN. The public is outraged. Had Lucas not been a casualty in our plans, I'm sure they'd be demanding his head. Ryujin will be launching a statement, but I believe now is the perfect time to acquire Infinity Ltd.
This acquisition is sure to have its financial pitfalls, but as a wise person pointed out, it would have major payoffs in the future. Plus, with their current situation, Infinity Ltd will be more affordable than ever.
Arguments?
After the series of security issues we've had lately, I'd be remiss if I didn't say the acquisition is a bad idea. This simply is not the time.
We should be crushing our competition, not rescuing them from their own flaws. This is a weak decision, Masako, and you know it. In fact, I move that Masako be removed from CEO altogether.
Ularu, this isn't a line you want to cross.
And considering you're the mole, if anyone's going to be removed from power, it's going to be you.
Hold up. Are you saying you lied to us?
Dalton, the last meeting we had, you distinctly said Imogene was the mole, and she'd been dealt with.
Do you even have any proof to back up this outrageous claim?
Of course we do. The malicious code you hid on this slate to upload incriminating evidence against Masako onto Lucas Drexler's computer.
To put it bluntly, Ularu, you're fired. Security will hold you in your office until a proper exit interview can be done.
This isn't right. I should at least have the opportunity to resign.
And allow you to still be marketable to a competitor? I don't think so. This may be news to me, and I will be reviewing the evidence closely. But this isn't something you just get to walk away from.
Security, escort Miss Chen to her office and see that she stays put.
You'll regret this. All of you.
I believe the only regret would be trusting you to begin with.
All right, back to business. All in favor of acquiring Infinity Ltd?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
Good. Alexis, start drawing up the necessary documentation. Anyone have anything else they'd like to bring up? The internal neuroamp is a key. Why would we shelve it? Well?
But I must agree. We can't go through with production on technology like this until certain safeties can be guaranteed.
Very well. All in favor of shelving Project Dominion?
Aye.
All against?
Nay.
We'll start up discussions on how to handle Project Dominion in the future. In the meantime, at least the only person to have one is our own operative. Internal neuroamp research will continue. The dangers have been noted. And don't worry, I'm certain between Alexis and Genevieve, any legal or moral issues will be taken care of by the time it goes to market. Any other matters to bring forth? None? This concludes our order of business for today.
So much work to do.
You're looking interesting today.
So, Infinity Ltd. learned a lesson the hard way, and we exposed the traitor among us. You've proven yourself to be quite the asset here at Ryujin. I suppose it is. Gratitude isn't something you typically hear these days in the corporate world. I truly appreciate the work you put into exposing Ularu. No operative has ever had to investigate our own to the extent that you did. I can imagine it may have been a lot of pressure, considering you were fairly new at the time.
Isn't that what every new assistant does? But seriously, taking Lauer down was the best thing that's come out of this.
Imogene's instincts. Now, as promised, I have your bonus. I hope you'll find it appropriate for all you've done. And I'm promoting you to senior operative. You've more than earned it. It's well-deserved. As for the details, I think someone back on the operations floor would prefer to explain those to you.
I've been waiting here for ages.
You've certainly shaken things up around here. I still can't believe Ularu tried to frame me. An obvious misjudgment on my part. But now that's all in the past. It's time to get back to your typical day-to-day.
What are you doing? Don't mention that out.
It's nice to see your recent experiences haven't soured you on the company. Now, since you are new, you've been dealing with people, but most of our assignments are generated on the mission board. The board holds any available assignments that our techs have pieced together, and I've approved. Questions? I wish. Assignment approval isn't exactly riveting work. With your promotion, you've earned yourself an office, so whenever you're ready, you can find your own personal mission board inside. And the best perk of them all, you're free to make your own hours. Oh, and congratulations, of course. No, only within the tower. The security risk would be far too much to allow access to that data in a public space. You certainly will. Go check out the board, and if you have any questions, I suppose I can start up an open door policy. Just for you.
Keep your nose clean.
Captain, greetings.
This is where I belong.
You've got something for me?
Struts retracting. Let's get out of here.
Porco, that roof of yours better be clean next time I go in there.
go. Get to it, Dad. I promise.
This ain't like getting around to a dome. You understand?
Hell of a view from here. Fine, okay. I'm going.
The services tech is in the hut up at the front, if you need it.
Nobody's allowed outside the city walls after night.
There's not enough to do around here.
Talk to Miss Lance if you want. Miss Lance is the one you want to speak to.
I think you'll find that we carry fine. I'm pleased you chose to... Here's what I have in stock.
You meet all sorts in Aquila City.
Huh. Lots of computer expertise in your file, along with smiley faces. UC security doesn't appreciate being hacked, okay?
Personally, I think Neon's the heart of the Freestar Collective.
How you liking that laser gun?
I'm not gonna say this twice.
You good?
Take it easy. Are you gonna let me work, or are you gonna keep bothering me?
Hello.
Keep moving. The scanners won't hurt you.
But here at Reliant, our beds are comfortable and affordable, and with the trained and certified physicians are qualified to assist.
Please state the nature of your medical emergency. What can Reliant... Not much, I'm afraid. Stay away from Aurora before you get hooked.
Cue for a cup of coffee right about
It's Worlder to the Hotel Volai. Your original board. Never look in the mirror.
You didn't hear this from me.
What's up?
These are some of the best guns money can buy. Now, if I only had the money. Can't talk. I've got a deadline coming up.
If you're looking for some fight, power. Talk to Matthias. He'll help.
Hello, Captain.
Private sector. Now that's...
Ebside's a bad place for tourists these days. Whole area's gone to hell.
Nice. The Astral Lounge.
What are you looking at? This? This is Ebside Striker's turf.
Only the upstairs. Don't bother my customers.
Fine, upstairs. That's gang territory, got it? This is such bullshit. Yeah, you used to be people were afraid of the Strikers. We had a name, got it? Now the Disciples got us penned up in this lousy bar.
Andrea!
Fine, fine, fine. This beautiful establishment. Do you have anything else, or are we done with this? Whatever this is. We were one of the big dogs. We could take what we wanted and no one gave us shit. And Briggs? Total class act. Not a psycho like the Disciples. Now look at us. I mean, the Strikers will rob you blind, and if you back us in a corner, you're gonna bleed. But the Disciples? Pfft, total nutjob animals. They torture people for kicks. And the only people that kept them from getting out of control? Us. And now we're all but ruined. So you stroll in here and want to meet with Briggs? The nerve. Maybe you should meet with the business end of my shiv, huh, tourist?
No blood in my shop, Andrea. I'm this close to tossing the lot of you out on the street.
Fine, fine already. You're lucky. Only way you see Briggs is if you, want to join the Ebside Strikers. Huh! Well, ain't you gung-ho? This ought to be good. Sure, let's go meet the boss.